Hey there, welcome back to my channel. It's Obi. If you're new to my channel or visit me for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. And as you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to be juicing today. Now, as you continue to watch the video, consider joining the community by subscribing, giving the video a thumbs up, and hitting your notification bell so that you're up to date when I post new videos like this one. Okay, so the first thing that I usually like to do is prep for juicing. Now, it depends on what I have going on for the day or weekend. Usually I juice on the weekends, and sometimes when I'm juicing on the weekends, I have a lot of things that's going on. So I will either prep on the same day and juice, or I will prep one day and juice the next day. So for this particular juicing, I already know that I'm prepping to juice the next day because honestly, I'm also going to be making stew and have to run a few other errands. So I'm not going to be juicing everything today, but it's really helpful for me in terms of planning and making sure that I'm getting everything that I set out to do for the day. If I pre-prep my fruits and vegetables for juicing one day and again juice the next day. So I am washing off my apples and any other fruits and vegetables that I need to, making sure that I'm removing any sort of store tagging or the little kind of labels that are on the fruits to either check them out or to label them, at the store. So I'm making sure all of that is removed. And then I'm going to separate everything out into a bowl and start to get to chopping. Chopping up the fruits a bit helps it to fit into my juicer. There's certain vegetables and fruits that I do not have to cut up at all. But for me personally, I actually like the act of the prep and I like to chop and cut things up. But you'll see that there are just some things that I do not necessarily have to do that with. So I'm going to first get started on my cucumbers. I'm just going to remove the head. And to be quite honest with you, I didn't have to do this. My juicer will take all of that and basically remove what isn't necessary for it to be part of the juicing. But again, I just like the act of chopping up things and, it's fun. So I can remove that, but I don't have to remove it for my juicer. As of right now, I'm planning to also add some ginger into both of the juices. So I'm going to cut up some ginger. Right now, I'm just removing the main skin of the ginger. I don't necessarily have to do this either because the ginger was nicely cleaned. And if I just put the whole ginger into my juicer, again, it will give me the good areas that I need and remove any scraps or chaffs. So I'm also going to grab a handful of carrots because those are really good for you. Lots of good properties in carrots. And I just want a bit of that for one of the two juices that I'm going to be making today. I'm also going to start to cut up my pineapple. My pineapple has been cleaned and washed, so I could have kept the outer perimeters, but I typically do not recommend putting the outer perimeter into my juicer or any juicer. At least mine is just not recommended, so I'm removing the skin. Now, there's a couple of things that you can do with the skin of your pineapple. You can keep the skin and make a drink out of it. You can make tea. I like to make a little bit of tea with it, or I like to use it for a simmer pot. So a simmer pot is just putting a bunch of different fragrant, whether it's spices, herbs, and potentially fruits and things like that into a pot, and it will allow your home to have a nice kind of fragrance. So you can use the bits that you don't want from a fruit in your simmer pot. So that's what I'm going to be using a bit of the, again, skin of the pineapple for. I like to freeze those in a Ziploc bag and then use them in a simmer pot or freeze them and use them in a tea. I'm also going to be cutting up my papaya. The papaya will not actually be going into any juice, but because I'm prepping fruit, I like to eat my papaya just like that for breakfast with eggs or sometimes with yogurt. So because I'm just cutting up fruit, I just thought I'd get the papaya done as well, and then I can remove all of the fruit scraps and throw everything away at the same time. But again, the papaya will not be part of any of the two juices that I'm actually making in this video. So I'm just cleaning off the papaya, getting rid of all of the seeds in there. Sometimes I wish that I could grow a papaya, but obviously that's not really realistic. If you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, consider joining the community by subscribing, giving the video a thumbs up, and hit your notification bell so you're up to date when I post new videos like this one. So now it is the next day and we're actually going to get started with juicing. And what I'm doing is I'm setting up my Nama J2 juicer. I absolutely love this juicer. There might be a slightly newer model that has come out, but as of this video, this is kind of the newest model of Nama, but I absolutely love my Nama. I am so happy that I bought it, and it is a wonderful juicer. It is so easy to assemble and set up. I have another video on how to assemble it when I unbox and everything like that, so I'll also get that video up for you all. But this is the first juice. So the first juice is going to have pineapple, apples, cucumbers, carrots, and I'm probably also going to throw in some ginger in there. And what I'm doing is I'm just loading the hopper part of the Nama. And I can again just throw in that big piece of pineapple in there and then get to juicing. So the one thing that I really love about the Nama J2 is that you just put everything in there. There's a certain amount that you don't look at that big piece of pineapple that I'm putting in there. I can just throw again that whole thing in there, walk away, and it will keep going. I don't have to sit and babysit the juicer. That's one of the main things I really like about this juicer. Now, of course, you want to be thoughtful about the chamber filling up. So you do want to make sure that you're paying attention. As you can see, it's starting to fill up all the way at the top of the chamber where the red part of the juice is visible. So you want to make sure that it doesn't overfill before you make the release, meaning the pour into the container, as you're going to see me do in a little bit. So I've reloaded the hopper with all of the rest of the apples, some more carrots. There's still a pineapple bit in there, and everything's just going to keep going. And now I am releasing kind of the chamber and doing the pour. So again, you want to make sure that you're watching that, but otherwise, again, I can close it off. Now that that chamber area is kind of released and there's no juice, I can walk away again and the Nama will keep doing its thing and creating more juice as you're seeing it doing now. And that's what I really like, is that I can do multiple things. I don't have to, again, babysit this. I can put way more fruits in there than I currently have. But again, there's a few of the other fruits that will be going into a different juice. But that is the beauty of the Nama J2. It's kind of like put it in and forget it. So if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far in the video and finding value, again, consider joining the community by subscribing to the channel, giving the video a thumbs up, and hitting your notification bell so that you're up to date when I post new videos like this one. Okay, so I'm going to do an additional and last load of the hopper. And again, I'm just going to set it and walk away. I'm doing a few other things in the living room in terms of just tidying up. And yeah, the Nama is just going to keep going. The chamber will fill up and then I can do my last release. And that is pretty much it for this particular juice number one, again, which had pineapple, apples, cucumbers, carrots, and a little bit of ginger. So I have my jar and I'm just going to go ahead and start the pour. And as you can see at the top, there's a little bit of more pulp than I would like, kind of that foamy bit. And a lot of times I will try to do my best to scoop it out, but I usually kind of sometimes start the pour first because a bit of it will sit at the top of the juice. So right now there's just a little bit more foam than I would like. So I just decided to scoop a little bit of it off of the top. And that's what you saw me doing. So I'm just going to fill up the rest of the jar. And as you can see, that little bit of fruit made a lot of juice. And yeah. So let's move on to juice number 2, which has apple, celeries, cucumbers, and ginger. So this one is more of a green smoothie. I didn't have any spinach or kale, but typically I would put spinach or kale in this one, but I just didn't have it. And because I want to make sure that I'm using what's actually in my fridge, I didn't want to just buy that just because. I will still get good nutrients from this particular juice. And you can see how much I'm filling it up. I'm adding all of those apples into the hopper again. And the chamber part where the juice starts to load up is filling up. And I'm going to do my first release there. And then again, I'm going to close that off and I can walk away and do other things. You will see that, I did some stew. If you're familiar with my bell pepper video, you can tell that I actually also made stew this day. So as I mentioned, I was doing multiple things across 2 days. But yeah, this is the second release, and you can see how quickly and easy and effortlessly the chamber fills up with the juice when I'm just walking away, and it's just going to do its thing. And now I can do my third release. And I'm always really thoughtful when it's kind of the third release and the container's filling up, because I don't want anything to overflow or spill out. But again, this is the second juice. So once again, if you're enjoying what you're seeing and finding value in the video, consider joining the community by subscribing, giving the video a thumbs up, and hit your notification bell so you're up to date when I post new videos like this one. So now I am filling up the jar with my second juice. So again, this one was a celery, apple, cucumber, so yep, once I finish pouring it off, this one has a little bit less foaminess because I did skim the top. Again, if you haven't already, make sure that you have subscribed to the channel, given the video a thumbs up, and hit your notification bell so you're up to date when I post new videos like this one. And again, here are the 2 juices. Let me know which of the 2 you prefer in the comment section below. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.